And when we were coming in the rain, I was going through my mind, and I believe I began to hear God speak to me concerning, we're in a very interesting period of time. I believe our country, maybe for the past 2 years or even more or even longer, has been in a dry season. And just to look outside to see the kind of rain, it's like as my mother and I was coming closer to the church, the rain began to intensify. And my mind went to Ezekiel 34, and I believe we can pick it up in verse 24. It says, "And I, the Lord, will be their God, and my servant David a prince among them. I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I will make them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beast to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods." He's talking about Israel. "And I will make them and the places round about my hill of blessing." And this is what I want. "And I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessing." I can just pick it up in the spirit. The dry season is over. We're in a time now, and the word season, when you study this particular word in the Hebrew, this word season is actually the same term that refers to in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. This word season actually in its original translation means time. So what it's saying simply is this: in his time, I will cause the shower to come down in his time, and there shall be showers of blessing. We are in the time of the showers of blessing. The church has entered into a place where God is releasing favor and blessings upon his people like never before. So it's an exciting time. I know it's rainy and it's bad outside, but I can tell you right now, we're in the time of the showers of blessing. But here in Joshua chapter 1 in verse 6, and we pick it up here in Joshua chapter 1 verse 6, and I know we're small in number, but I want you to understand that anytime, no matter how big the place is packed or few people are in the place, you always speak not only to the people that are in a place, but you speak to the atmosphere. So although we're few in number, this word is going to penetrate the atmosphere and it'll get out. Joshua chapter 1 verse 6, the writer declares it, "Be strong and of good courage." This is God talking to Joshua. "For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only," he re-emphasizes, "only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law," the Pentateuch, the law, the Torah, "this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have," everybody shout, "good success."
Good success.
I want to speak, and I want to pinpoint for you the time that we're in. And I believe that it's so critical to pinpoint this time. We are in a very interesting time where God is saying to his people that we've gone from next time to now time. God is saying that we're gone from next time to now time. What God has promised would come as next for us, God says the time is now for everything that I prophesied concerning what will come is now getting ready to take place. We're in now time, but this generation is not the next generation. According to history and time, we have been referred to as the next generation. God is saying this is the now generation. We're not that which will become, we're that which is becoming. We are stepping into manifested promises. That's the time that we're in. So now when we look at this chapter here in Joshua chapter 1, the scripture opens up very interestingly because God says something that is kind of
it's like he's not worrying about the emotions of the people. He's not really concerned with the tears that are rolling down Joshua's face. He says to him, your time of mourning has come to an end. He says that you're now at a period where I am speaking to you, and I need you to listen. Moses, my servant, is dead. That's kind of crazy, because God, I'm in a place where I'm torn. I'm mourning because my father, the gospel, has now transitioned from earth to glory. But you say to me something that is causing me to step out of a place of comfort, because now you tell me that Moses, my servant, is dead. You don't even allow me to kind of really grieve like I want to. You're telling me that Moses is dead. Get over it. Now I need you to step up and understand something. As I was with Moses, so shall I be with you. Now, I love how God does it, because he says, all right, my servant is dead. But now I want you to understand. I'm going to give you comfort. As I was with Moses, I'm going to be with you. I'm raising you up into a place where I'm calling you to walk into your purpose. What you have been predestined before the foundation of the world to do, yes, I'm causing you to step into that place now. Yes, but God says, now I don't want you to think that I'm going to leave you out there by yourself. He says, I will be with you. But here's the caveat. I need you to understand that you have to follow me as Moses followed me. Moses had a problem at first, because he's like, okay, God, I know you want to anoint me, you want to use me, you want to work through me, but God, I'm not even capable of speaking their language. I'm not even capable of communicating the oracles of God to Israel. I grew up as an Egyptian. I know my roots is I'm a Hebrew, but I grew up as an Egyptian. I now have to learn all over their language. God said, no. When I speak through you, I will cause the articulation and the accuracy of what you say to come forth when you open your mouth. The only responsibility that you have, Moses, is open your mouth and say what I tell you to say. When you speak, I'll translate it for you. You don't have to worry about your inadequacies. Yes, and so what God is saying to us is that as I was with Moses, when you walked with Moses, when you saw me deal with Moses, God said, I'm the same God of Moses. I'm that God of you. The God that you've heard of Abraham, the God that you heard of Isaac and Jacob. Now you'll be able to say, the God of Joshua, because I'm going to establish relationship with you. I'm going to speak through you, and I want to use you. Now here's the interesting thing, brothers and sisters. The thing that I love about God when he deals with Joshua is this. God is saying to him, I'm going to walk with you, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to guide you, I'm going to direct you. All you have to do is follow me. You have to now take the opportunity and the initiative to do what you saw Moses do. Now, this is the thing, Joshua. This is the thing. God spoke through Moses to the people. The people heard everything that they needed to hear from God through Moses. But now, my father, here's Joshua, my father Moses is gone. You've taken Moses from me. You've taken my spiritual covering. You've taken the man that trained me, my mentor, my teacher, my instructor. You've taken him from me. What do I do now? God says, now you must step into the place where Moses stood, and you must now operate as Moses operated. But this is the thing. I taught Moses everything that he needed to know. And as I taught Moses, I'm going to teach you the same thing. Now, this is pinpointing for us where we, the generation of now, must step into. We've heard God through our pastor. We've heard God through our Mother Roberts, our pastor now, Pastor Kameron. But God is saying, I'm not saying that you will not have anyone to look to. You won't have any mentors. You won't have fathers and mothers.